60,000 words for an adult romantic fantasy. My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. Yeah, that's gonna be too short. First of all, for adult, at 60,000 words, there's only a couple of genres that I would expect to be that short. In fact, on your second run, you cut it all the way down to 50. Like, that is quite short for an adult novel. That is verging on novella territory. Fantasy requires a bunch of world building. And so I'm very worried that this does not feel immersive, that we do not have full and complete character arcs, that the book is going to feel very telly and not very showing and immersive. And you say romantic fantasy, a lot of people are using these terms incorrectly. So if you are writing like one of those romanticities where the romance and the fantasy are equally important and we have romantic stakes at the center of the story, that means that you have a genre structurally that is a romance. We have all of the beats of a romance, but you have to have all of the immersion and all of the world building and all of that that goes with a fantasy. That's sort of like the aesthetic genre over it. Some people, however, are using this phrase to mean that I have a fantasy with a romantic subplot to it, in which case your story can be just literally anything, even if there's lots of hugging and kissing, but the romance is not the plot, it's not the structure of the story. That means that you're telling a fantasy story with fantasy stakes and you're doing it in only 50,000 words. In the adult market, that is just very, very short. So I would pay attention. Are all of your scenes doing more than one thing? Are you showing as often as you can rather than telling? Are you digging into character interiority, or are you simply just telling us she's happy? She's in love. Are you showing her fall in love and experience all of those emotions? Are you showing us the way that she moves through the world? Now, if this is like a contemporary fantasy and it's like she can do a little bit of magic, but she goes to a regular job otherwise, and that's like the fantasy element. Okay, well, then maybe this can be on the shorter side, but you still like fantasy requires world building. Fantasy readers tend to like longer books. If this is a romantasy, those also tend to be on the longer side. I mean, I would say 80,000 is probably the floor of what I would expect. Now, that's not a rule. It's not a rule. I'm not forcing anybody to do that. That is just what I generally would expect to see as the lower floor of adult romantic fantasy.